So I have the pleasure of announcing the winner of both the Basic Science and the Clinical Award this year, and we'll start with the Basic Science Award. And this year that's been awarded to, I'm just trying to find her in the audience, an associate researcher, Lakshini Herat, and Lakshini is from the School of Biomedical Sciences and the Dobney Hypertension Centre at Royal Perth Hospital. Thanks, Lakshini. And Lakshini's been awarded this basic science project, or awarded this to complete the project, determining a novel role for sodium glucose cotransporter 2 in the pathogenesis of diabetic retinopathy. And as we ask her a few questions, she might make that clearer for those of us in the room. So congratulations. Well done. Do you want to perhaps come and stand over here? That would be good. Sorry. It's okay, just so everyone can see you. And so congratulations to Lakshini. So Lakshini's just embarking on the journey of the research that she's been awarded for this morning, but we thought to put it in perspective, it would be nice to first of all ask Lakshini to just give the audience, who are obviously many people who are not researchers and scientists but very passionate about diabetes, a brief overview of what you're hoping to do over the next 12 months.
Yes. Firstly, thank you very much. Sorry, the nervousness.
For you.
So this particular drug that we're going to test is called canagliflozin. Comes from the family of sodium glucose cotransporter 2 inhibitors. Again, a mouthful. That's the way basic science is. We have big, long words. So what this drug basically does is it blocks a specific mechanism in the kidney, thereby preventing the reabsorption of glucose into the bloodstream. So it gets excreted via the urine, primarily reducing the blood glucose levels. In addition to blood glucose lowering, there's quite a few studies that have come out saying that this is beneficial in other mechanisms, thereby preventing diabetes-related heart problems and also kidney problems. So given that there are very specific diabetic complications that have been associated with this drug being able to help out with, no one's really looked at diabetic eye complications. This is going all the way to international studies. So that's why we want to primarily focus on diabetic retinopathy to see whether this drug can actually help reduce the development and also the progression of diabetic eye complications. And for this purpose, we are going to use a world-class mouse model. Of course, preclinical studies are important and animal models are the way to look at it. So we're going to use this mouse model to administrate this drug to and see whether it can reduce the development and progression of eye complications.
Fantastic. Thanks, Lakshini. And for those in the audience who don't know, that long mouthful of the new drug that Lakshini is talking about has actually been a major breakthrough, I think, in the management of people with type 2 diabetes and now moving into the type 1 space. So from that perspective, it's quite cutting edge, the work you're doing, I think, because people are only just starting to answer these questions. Now, in this journey or in this project, I suppose, what are the hopes of your project in terms of outcomes, and who do you hope that your project might benefit or make a difference to?
So definitely the hope is to see whether this drug is actually able to reduce the development and the progression of the disease. It will directly benefit the diabetic patients who have the tendency to develop retinopathy, and also some of the people who have early stages of retinopathy and then perhaps wouldn't develop the more advanced levels where it leads to blindness. In addition, we believe that this drug may even help people who have, for example, hypertensive retinopathy, because there's a couple of studies that have come out recently saying that these wonder drugs, as they call it, is helpful in patients that do not have diabetes but have heart problems. So likewise, we believe it may even help some of the people that do not have diabetes but have eye problems.
Thanks, Lakshini. I suppose it's always exciting for those of us who've been working in diabetes for a long or very long period of time to see young enthusiastic researchers move into the diabetes space or build research, particularly in WA. So for those in the room, could you tell us a little bit about how long you've been working in diabetes research and perhaps in particular the kind of research you're doing at the moment?
So the diabetes related journey starts from 2010 when I moved to Perth to look for better opportunities for a research career. So I did my PhD with the Centre for Diabetes Research with Professor Grant Morahan and Dr. Lois Barmer. So that's where the diabetes research journey started. And during that project, I very specifically worked with eye complications and diabetes, developing a mouse model. So that's where it all started.
Fantastic. And as we asked the others, and it's hard when you're just starting out on this project, but it'd be nice to have your perspective, how important is funding like this to both you and your research team?
I might get emotional for this one, I'm sorry. I honestly can't tell how thankful I am because as a very early career researcher, this funding is what will get us to the next level. Without these sort of grants, we are not able to produce the basic results that we want to be able to put ourselves forward in a national level at places like NHMRC. So it is absolutely vital, and I'm extremely thankful and grateful for DRWA for supporting us throughout this journey. And they've always been there for me, so particularly it's extremely, I'm extremely grateful. I'm sorry.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Well done. Are you happy for people to ask you a question?
Yes.
Before she runs away, has anybody any questions for Lakshini? We all look forward to hearing what progress you've made over the next 12 months when we get together again next year. But has anybody got any questions or comments for Lakshini? You can go and sit down. Oh, there we are. There's Erica.
Lakshini, you were a recipient of a PhD scholarship from Diabetes Research WA, and as you look back on that, can you see can you give us a snapshot in hindsight of how that has carried through and the importance that was also in retinopathy and the mouse model? So that's the learning base that you're using for this research. Can you give us an idea of how that platform has worked for you and for the research?
Could everybody hear that comment? You hear it down the back? Yeah, good.
So I think that basically was the foundation for what I started doing. Without my PhD and without that funding, I wouldn't have been able to do the work that I did, and that gave me the basic skills that I needed to be able to take it to the next level. So it basically has paved my path to end up where I am today and use those skills to do future work, because my current work is directly related to the skills that I gained during my PhD. So it was a long journey, and hence that funding I got from the Alex Cohen top-up scholarship was absolutely vital. We wouldn't have been able to do what we did at the time if I didn't get that. So, yeah.
Thanks. You would have thought we planted that question, Erica. That was perfect. Lovely wrap up. Thanks, Lakshini. Congratulations.
Thank you.